everyone, welcome to Alle the Guys. My name is Victor.
Hi, my name is Angel.
Hi. And today we're going to discuss the epidemic measures that have been taken worldwide and especially in the state of California. And as we promised last week, we should also take into consideration another state and compare the two and their different approaches to handling these problems. And Angel, don't keep us any longer on suspension. What's the other state?
Well, I think you have guessed it.
It has to do something.
It is Florida,
Florida.
the Sunshine State.
Okay, and so what have you found in Florida?
California and Florida have responded to the pandemic with totally different, even mutually opposite ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Florida is much more open and less restricted, while California has adopted the most strict measures in the nation, as we have mentioned in our last episode.
Oh yeah, so I guess in terms of the outcome of the containing the epidemic, you should also see a huge difference between
On the
two
country,
states.
yeah. The new cases per 100,000 residents in these two states are roughly the same.
Oh.
Yeah. And what's more, CDC data even shows that California's death rate is gradually surpassing Florida's. By January, the average daily death toll in California was 1.4 people per 100,000 residents.
Oh, really?
While in Florida, the same kind of data is about 0.8.
Okay, and what about the test rate then?
Well, California's positive test rate was also higher, with 105 new cases per 100,000 residents, while the same kind of data in Florida is 64. Yeah.
And per 100,000 residents.
Yeah. And California's hospitalization rate is also surpassed that of Florida, reaching 56 people per 100,000 residents, while in Florida it was about 36 people.
Okay, per 100,000 residents.
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems that California has been sacrificing a lot of people's freedom and privacy and economic benefits. How about Florida?
Florida, instead, Florida State Governor Ron DeSantis announced a very promising economic revenue as a result of his lenient policy on controlling the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Friday, on the CPAC summit, he stated that our kids are in school, parents are happy with that, our economy is growing, people are working, and they were predicting economic doom, particularly for Florida because we are a tourism base, but our tourism isn't bad as any stretch. DeSantis said, adding that the Sunshine State is getting huge revenue with no tax increases. As we have mentioned with our previous episode, under such harsh restrictions in California plus high income tax, many businesses and companies choose to display a modern version of Exodus, leaving California to other more friendly, business-friendly states such as Texas and Florida. Besides, the mask mandate in California is also very strict. Governor Newsom even requires people to wear masks when eating in a restaurant.
What? Come on, are you serious?
Sure, I'm serious. And later, Governor Newsom was reported to have broken his own regulation when he was caught to eat at some restaurant with his guests without mask wearing.
But does it all work? I mean, this whole mask wearing, does this really protect us from getting the disease?
Let's see. According to a report from rationalground.com, protective mask mandates aimed to combat the spread of the CCP virus ironically appear to promote its spread. The co-founder of rationalground.com, Justin Hart, tweeted, "The reverse correlation between periods of masking and non-masking is remarkable. This conclusion reinforces the result from numerous of researchers who say mask wearing can't help the virus from spreading at all."
Yeah, actually, in Holland, it's quite similar because first the government officials, they said there's no use wearing a mask because they said, yeah, it doesn't benefit your health and it has no effect whatsoever. And later they made a 180 and then they said, yeah, it's mandatory on several occasions in shops and in public spaces and stuff like that. So it's a complete reversal of their initial stance. And despite all the measurements and the curfew and all these things, there has been no measure, there has been no effect whatsoever. And yeah, actually authorities are more superstitious and less rational despite their claims. And so it makes one wonder what's really behind these measures. Is it true science, or is it an irrationality, or is it more like superstition and indulgence in power?
Imagine that if such strict measures were really effective, China should have already got rid of the virus in the country.
But the epidemic
After
never
all,
stopped.
No, never. And we also mentioned with our previous episode how CCP has adopted inhumane methods to control people in the name of controlling the pandemic.
Yes, but yeah, it makes me wonder, I mean, what does it all mean? I mean, are these regulations based on scientific approach, or is it just some kind of assumptions, and is it really scientifically based, or is it just working on fear and on the emotions of the people, you know? And will the West be following this idea, this CCP method, or will they tend to go to more rational and more holistic and calmer and more balanced approach to things?
Yeah, I can only see it is absolutely extreme methods, but I don't think it's a rational methods. Anyway, I do hope Western people can get rid of the communist-style approaches and get rid of the infiltration of communism into the West.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a great conclusion. So this brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you for watching.
It's time again to say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And before I forget, please like our video, share our video, and subscribe to our channel.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.